Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a little bit different topic. We are going to be talking about begonias. And believe it or not, there are many different kinds of begonias. So we're going to narrow the topic down a little bit further into what's called Rex begonias. I managed to pick up a few of these at my local nursery, and I decided to move them back out into the greenhouse here. And I just wanted to give a little bit of care and culture just in general about Rex begonias here. There's so many different kinds of begonias, and they all take a little bit different care. So before we get started, I just want to say it's a beautiful day outside, nice and sunny, but the sun is like blaring like straight in my eyes. So hopefully I'm not squinting too much for you, but if I am, I will just sort of keep my eyes down instead of looking at you directly. And hopefully the sun will sort of pass behind a plant or something and it's not too bright for you. But I can like hardly see the camera because it's like totally in glare right now. So Rex begonias are interesting. They are growing more for their foliage than for their flowers. Now a typical tuberous begonia has the big solid red, yellow, pink flowers, or other colors of course as well, but they're big and you see them in the middle of summertime. Rex begonias make great houseplants. So this is one that I picked up. Now I don't have any exact names for these guys. The ones in my local area are all just sort of hybridized, and they go by all kinds of names. But here's another one, and if you look at this here, we can actually see this one is in flower. It's kind of got a piddly sad flower on it. There are other bloom spikes underneath though coming, so that's kind of nice. Now a true Rex begonia grower, there's a good chance they're actually going to pinch the bloom spike off to get better foliage, because as you can see, the blooms are nice. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the blooms at all, but compared to the foliage, which kind of is colored and the leaf spirals and is all hairy, they just simply don't compare. So a lot of people, instead of having a few little piddly flowers, they want to put all the energy into the plant itself. So some people pinch those flowers off. I'm not one of those flower pinchers though. I see here's a dead one though that I should remove because that's not doing anything any good. But yeah, and let's I'll show you this one here. After we do sort of show and tell, I'll give you a little bit of care and culture. So they come in all different colors. Look at this beautiful one here. This is a beautiful Rex begonia. This is why you grow them. Just beautiful leaves on them. So if you can see, the leaf there is kind of textured. It almost has like spikes and points on it. Really interesting plant. So as for care, there goes the sun. I can see it's got to adjust to the non-brightness now, and you guys can probably see me a lot better. So anyways, let's get back to it. These guys, the care is not like your typical outside begonia you're going to see in the garden. So these guys, they make great house plants, to be honest. I'm going to grow them in the greenhouse because I want some variation in the greenhouse. But if you have a hankering to grow Rex begonias, or you picked one up and you're just realizing what it is, here's going to be the care for you. So they are going to be warm growers. They don't like it much below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 15 Celsius, 16 Celsius. They like basically normal room temperatures. If you're comfortable, they're comfortable. So this is going to be growing on the warm side of the greenhouse, at least for the winter time. Oh, the sun's back. It came out from behind the pot. They're going to be growing in that side behind you for the winter time, which is a little bit brighter and sunnier and warmer. The nighttime temperatures behind you are about 64 degrees, so it's going to be perfect for these guys. Come summertime, I'm going to switch them all back here to the cooler side of the greenhouse because they really don't like the heat either. So they really do. I'm going to try to adjust myself to be out of the sun a bit maybe. Nope, I'm just plain blind. I can't even see it so bright. Hopefully it's not affecting the camera too much. So these guys don't like it much above 75 Fahrenheit, or that's about 24 Celsius. So they're happy at room temperature and they make great houseplants. The only trick to these guys, how about I block the sun with the begonia itself? The only trick to these guys is they do like humidity, which a lot of times isn't easy to achieve in the home. So that is why they're going to grow in the greenhouse this time for me. And yeah, hopefully they will flourish. They are going to take some moving around though, depending on the season. They also don't like much direct sun. Now, of course, this is not bad. This is winter sun. It's filtered. Sure, it's in a bright spot right now in my hand, but we're talking they don't want to be in noonday sun. If they're getting too hot, you're going to see the leaves crisp around the edges and you don't want to see that. That's also going to happen if the humidity is too low. Now, since we're back to humidity, these guys, even though they like high humidity, they hate to be wet. They don't want to be sprayed with water. They're very susceptible to mildew on the leaves and stuff like that. And just the texture of the leaf itself, like it almost like would hold water on top of the leaf, and it would just sit there and not be able to move very easily. So you want to make sure that they are evenly moist, but never spray them with water. Lots of humidity, never spray them. Again, it's perfect in the greenhouse. I'm just gonna have to watch the hose there. Check out if you can see the hairs all over everything. They're very intriguing plants. I really like them. And there's just hundreds of varieties of these guys because there's so many hybrids nowadays that I can't even tell you what's what. I wouldn't know to start with. We don't have a good enough supply here. I kind of get to choose what I get to choose from my local garden centers. But yeah, so we've talked a little bit about temperature. We've talked a little bit about humidity. We talked about sun. So again, in the summertime, they're going to be back here and they're going to be more shaded. So that's good. They don't have to be fighting for light with the other plants that time of year. And they're not going to want to be very hot either. And then the last thing is going to be the soil and the watering. So they like a nice fluffy airy mix. It doesn't need to be too nutrient rich as long as you are using a mild fertilizer for them. And something that's got a good peat moss base to it is going to be perfect for these guys. And I keep moving trying to find the spot where there's no sun. And just, yeah, a nice light fertilizer or a nice light mix for these guys. The other thing is they don't like to be sopping wet, so you want to have good drain holes. If these guys were to come with any kind of plastic sleeve to make them look decorative, you want to take that off so they have good draining. And what I like to do for watering these guys is after they pretty much approach dryness, if you can't feel any water in the top inch or so, then it's time to re-water. You don't want to drench them. I put them in a saucer and I just fill the saucer up with water, let them soak in there for half an hour and then empty it up. And they'll actually wick it up from the bottom just due to the peat moss and that. It just sucks the water right up. So that is the best way to water these guys. If you can't water like that, make sure you don't aim for the leaves. Use your watering can and get right in the soil there. And yeah, really they're fairly easy. It just keep them a little bit warm, keep them a little bit shaded, and as I say, they make good house plants. So these are Rex Begonias. All different shapes, sizes, colors, and varieties of them. They all generally have hairy leaves, hairy stalks, and dainty little flowers. So remember, you're not growing Rex Begonias for the flowers, you're growing them for the foliage itself. So make sure you choose something that looks good, because if you choose something that you don't appreciate yourself for foliage and you're waiting for the big spectacular bloom, it's likely not going to happen for you. So anyways, I hope you like this video on begonias. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching.